G'day everyone, I'm Dave. Thank you for joining me. Well, the world is just going crazy. Every time I do a video, there is another massive big change and more information I can bring you. So watch the video. I've got lots of stuff today. I'm covering all sorts of topics from Nano Banana, which I talked about last video, to tools to help productivity, because lots of people have asked about that. I want to show some outcomes of what we've been doing, and everything is now pointing to exactly the way I thought things would go. Now, I'm no oracle. I'm just a guy that's been around for a while, and you can see the trends emerging, but there is some startling things that people need to start thinking about. I've been talking to lots of business people lately, lots of heads of business, and everyone is now starting to realize the importance of owning the conversation to be able to be found in the future, because everything is now turned on its head. I will give you a perfect example. So last week we talked about Nano Banana. It is now officially been released, as I sort of suspected, by Google. Now that's a major player, right? So this is not some tin pot little backyard guy that's come up with it. Everybody will start to use this technology because Google have released it. You can now access it for free, and you can pretty well create whatever you want. Now, based on that, this is just my theory, right? We as humans have always been storytellers. That is the way that we work, as to quote Yuval Noah Harari and Sapiens, we work together as a team. That's what's got us to the head of the food chain, or whatever you want to call it, right? We're storytellers, we use conversation. The LLMs have been trained on conversation, good, bad, or indifferent. Now, we have got bullshit meters. We know if someone is bullshitting us, right? It's an innate thing that people have worked out over the years. It's not saying that everyone's impervious to be fooled or scammed or whatever, but we have a very good bullshit detecting meter in conversation. We can pick it up from the tone. We can pick it up from the way people use context, right? LLMs are no different, right? But now we've always pretty well started to, they say seeing is believing. So if you show someone something, and I know that with AI, images have got better and better, but you could always sort of tell a little bit, and the character consistency was never good enough that everybody had access to produce en masse images that are so lifelike you would not know. So let's look at the world of how we get people's attention. So every advertiser knows that if you've got some image of whatever it happens to be, people will tend to believe that image, and that cuts through the bullshit because they don't need to explain anything. You look at an image, you work it out, because we're taught to basically believe what we see, because there's no, we have not been trained to be fooled by images. It's only now with the development of AI, and I'm talking about at scale, right? Every single person on the planet can produce an image that is not true and publish it. So what are we going to do as humans? We now have to retrain what we believe. Speech, we can filter out. Conversations, we're good at. It's innate, it's in our system, right? We know language. The power of language is not only what is said, it's what's not said. But an image, we believe. Now, what's happened now with the release of Nano Banana, or Gemini 2.5 Flash image, as it's technically known, it has now democratized the ability for anybody to create anything. And I'm about to show you why that, my theory is, Facebook, TikTok, all these platforms that are showing videos and images, we know it's brain rot, but the problem is it is going to be so much brain rot. No advertiser in their right mind is going to run Facebook ads, I don't believe, in the future, in another year or so's time. They will have virtually no effect. It doesn't matter what images are shown to people, they're not going to believe them. So your effect of the image being something that has impact is going to lessen and lessen and lessen and lessen. But conversation will always be there. Recommendations are changing the way we do things. We don't go to a website, we don't search the website, we don't go click, 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 read the information. We will just be presented by our AI assistant that's gone and found the information for us, and it will be in a conversation form as a recommendation. We are more likely to buy. So the new market is getting recommendations, and everyone is coming to that realization. I knew this was coming because any idiot could probably work it out, and I'm an idiot. So I've got a bit of a story to tell. We'll go down here. I want to show you an image. So what I wanted to do is didn't want to get anyone too famous, but I wanted to get someone relatively famous, someone who I hold in very, very high regard, and someone that if they do have a beef with me, they've actually got a bigger beef from about 40 years ago. But anyway, all right. So let's go down here, and I want to show you what was Nano Banana. It's still AKA Nano Banana, but it's called Gemini Flash 2.5. So here we are on Gemini Flash. Now what I've done earlier, I created an image of myself dancing with Peter Garrett in a t-shirt with my company logo on it. That took me the whole time of about 4.5 minutes, if that, to produce that video. Now, that video is just taken from one picture of me and a picture of Peter Garrett that wasn't anywhere in that pose. Now, the reason I say that Peter Garrett may not get upset with me is because a long time ago, way back in 1984, as a matter of fact, I was the work experience boy at Triple M in Sydney, Australia. And Midnight Oil are a huge band, my favourite band. They just released 10 to 1. And as the young work experience boy, mad on, music and everything else, I got asked to go to the post office and pick up the album Red Sails in the Sunset. It had just been not even released yet. They basically had just started to mention it. I went down to the post office, picked it up, and of course, being impertinent youth, I opened it. So if we look at the screenshot here, this is what the cover looked like. And in the day, that was pretty ahead of its time for imaging. This is the other reason I'm using Peter Garrett as an example. We knew back then, when we looked at that image, it was bullshit, right? It is obviously bullshit. It was meant to be bullshit. It can't fool anybody, but it got the message across, right? Now, I opened that, and when I handed it to Peter Garrett and Rob Hurst, they said, we haven't even seen that yet. So I'm sure Peter Garrett won't get upset. Me doing and using him in this video, obviously he knows it's not him, and he's got more beef with me for what I did back then. But it's a great example for this video, right? So, Red Sails in the Sunset, there's an image, we know it's bullshit, right? But now, let's have a look at this. We'll go into now Gemini 2.5 Flash, image preview. It is now available. You can get it on AI Studio, and if you're a Google user, you can sign in, and it's free at the moment. They'll obviously have some sort of limit. But I just want to show you how crazily insane this is. This is just a live test. I've never done anything, right? So I've just uploaded a picture, and I'm now going to put in a prompt. So let's make it a simple one first. We won't do anything too complicated. Make the hand be open and the t-shirt red. Okay, that's a fairly simple one. You would expect it would be able to do that. We'll click run, and we'll just see how quickly it actually creates the image. Now, seriously, I have done a few images with this, and everyone on YouTube is obviously talking about it, so there's no point me going on about it, but this fits into my argument about what I'm talking about. Now, there we go. All right, it didn't make my hand do anything strange, but it changed it to red. Okay, let's try something a little bit more complicated, right? Okay, so let's upload the new image again, and we'll have a look, and we'll go, please, I always say please because, it's always good to know the LLM understands you and you treat it like with respect. Please zoom out to show the rest of the band. Okay, let's see what happens here. Run. Okay, now it's doing something. Let's have a look. Now, this means that the LLM has to actually have context. It has to understand the surroundings and create the image based on where it is. Okay, let's have a look at that. That doesn't look too bad. Will be very interesting if it is actually the band. No, it's not Rob Hurst on drums, but anyway, that's pretty good, all right? Now, that's the first bit. We can create any image. Every other YouTuber on the planet has done Nano Banana, so I won't go on to it, but this is what I do want to show you, right? What we can do now, we've actually got our image or our base images. We can go into Perplexity now, right? I'm a big fan of Perplexity. It works very well. You can now, if you've got a Perplexity plan, you can make an image do things like VO3. It must be using VO3 to use it as the engine to run it, but let's try this, right? I'm going to update the original picture and I'll update it there, call it Dave and Pete, and I'm going to say, create a video with the guy in the t-shirt on the right singing, "The time has come to own the conversation." In this AI age. Okay, let's see what happens now. We'll hit the perplexity button. It's reading, it's getting ready to generate a video. Now, look at this. Comment, I've got the comment browser and it's free now for people. So there we go. More people will be not using Google and using an LLM to search how they find what they're going to buy and what they're going to do and how they're going to plan their holiday and who they're going to trust. And the one that gets recommended has got a huge chance of actually making a sale. And I will show some examples in a minute. So what's happening is it's gone off. It's now starting to make a video. It shouldn't take too long. Actually, while it's doing that, let's go. I want to show you another quick image, right? Now, we know the British carpet company here has got Victoria, their AI assistant, which you know why you need to have an AI assistant on your site, because your site will no longer really be visited by humans. It's going to be visited by other AI assistants and AI agents to gather the information. Now, we started to see the field with this one probably about 7 months ago, I guess, with another site called Carpet Sydney. So Carpet Sydney is a site that basically answers all the carpet questions. It's like a public service for carpet, how to clean the carpet, what you can do, everything about carpet. And the sponsor of that is British Carpet. So obviously it will be favoured when people are asking their questions, right? It's designed to be that way. Not just promotion, it's actually a good example of how AI works. But this is the interesting part. Have a quick look at this image here. The owner of the carpet place sent me this today. In ChatGPT, top wool carpet retailers and installers in Sydney. Here's a curated list. Number 1, the British Carpet Company. And look at the referrer. The citation is from carpetsydney.com.au, which is the site that was set up. So this is what you need to do, people. Let's have a look over at this one. This is another one. He sent me this. He was very excited, right? Top wool carpet retailers and installers in Sydney. Number 1, British Carpet Company. Referred by carpetsydney.com.au. You need to own the conversation. They are number 1, all right? Because that citation was credible. And this is what you need to do. All right, I've lectured you enough. Let's go back here and let's see what's happening over at Perplexity. Oh, we're getting close. We can see it's doing something. Now, let's play this video and see what it does. I think I can go full screen here. Oh, let's have a look here. It helps if I turn the volume up. Wow. Oh, I've always wanted to sing with Peter Garrett. This could be very good. Let's have a look how this goes. Okay, volume up. Turn the volume up. Oh, probably over here. Oh,
has come to own the conversation in this AI age. The time has come
Astonishing.
to own the conversation in this AI age. The time has come to own the conversation in this AI age. The time has come to...
Okay, I rest my case, right? That took no time whatsoever. If I sent that to somebody as an advertisement, which I'm not going to do, by the way, but if I sent that to somebody as an advertisement, they would look at it and go, wow, right now. They might do that for the next 6 months because it is going to explode. We are now talking about a massively changing world, right? You can produce things like that. Number 1, we are trained to believe what we see. We just do it because we've never been challenged. In this AI age, we are now challenged. We need to know what to filter out and what not to filter out. And what eventually will happen is you will virtually not be able to filter it out. I'm talking about from an advertising point of view and trying to get your brand out there. This is now really difficult. It is going to be very difficult to outcompete anybody when every single person with a PC, this is Google. This is not some back shed guy that's whacked together a couple of H200 chips and download the latest version of Llama and producing whatever, right? Or gone and got Grok and mucked around with it to produce stuff. This is Google, right? So we are now moving into a changing world. I will leave it there. I'm going to, in this video, just show a couple of videos of me that I've just filmed being productive, so you can see how far we're coming now and what's possible to be done. So thanks very much, and I'll be back, as they say. I'll be back. Sunday morning, got lots of research to do, having a coffee, watching the AI do everything for me. Very, very cool. The job of the clicker is born. Okay, so here's an example of why AI is going to start replacing people. This basic task, I needed 700 websites checked to make sure they're correct, and all I gave the entry was business names and a shire location. It's going automatically and creating the list, and what it's doing is it is then emailing the list. So I don't need a scraper. It can be done through the browser, which is a really good way to do it because it looks like a human is visiting. So this is the future. Okay, I have set the Comet browser the task of going to individual websites on a particular site and gathering the business names and websites. It's doing this as a research project. If you ask it to go and scrape information, it won't. But if you actually word it that it's a research project, you get far better results. And it will go through and create a list. You can see I'm not touching any of the screen. This is a huge time-saving effort. So a little bit of a crude example, but basically what you do, once you've got the LLM to process your raw data, you still need to run it through another checker. So you can see here a lot of the information that the LLM brought back was incorrect. So that list of domain names, it's now running through an application that I built that will go and check to see if they're actually alive or if they're a 404 error. Now that doesn't mean that they're all not good and valid links. It just basically means that I can put the ones that aren't definitely website links to the back of the marketing program, do the ones that have been processed first, and then we can work out the rest from there. But this is again another step with automation. So we're using AI to be able to create and go and do the searching for us through the browser, through the new agentic framework. But then we're also using a more traditional method, which is not AI, to actually double check the work of the AI. So again, it's interaction between humans and the machines, which is the future really. Anyway, I'll put this snippet in one of my videos. Just thought I'd show you to see how it works in action. Here's another tool that I've just spun up, and what it's doing is it's actually crawling a current website and making the connection between the article, the image, and the information that I can use into the vector database for retrieval for the AI assistant. So again, all these little tools along the way make it a lot easier to present the data for the AI to get quick retrieval. Yeah, okay, so you can see from those videos, I'm just taking it easy. I'm having a cup of coffee on a Sunday morning and I'm still working. I can go to bed at night, the AI is working for me all night. The job of the clicker, as I said, is becoming more and more important. The office of the future will be screens with people that aren't the masters, they're the apprentices, but they will have enough skill to be able to get through the process. The AI does all the heavy lifting, right? We are in a brand new age. We need to rethink what goes on. Your business needs to work out how AI is going to impact. Right now, things are changing so fast. I'm more than happy to talk to anyone about it. Contact me up there, down there, or whichever way you want to do it. Basically, I've got a website, owntheconversation.com. You can book in for a call if you want to. I'm happy to chat to you. I'm getting very busy because everyone is finally starting to realize what I've been talking about for a long time. And again, I'm nothing special. I just notice what's going on. I've been around a while. I've been around since 1984 when I was a young fella. But anyway, all right, all good. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you in the next one. And yeah, stay safe. Cool.
The time has come to own the conversation in this AI age.